What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, boys?
What up?
Let's go! What a good week of football. We talked about it a lot last night, but I love football, guys, especially after this week.
I love football too.
Yeah,
and guys, waving up at me, here to play some Fantasy Fortune with us today, we have a special guest that we are very excited to have on, our boy Josh Smokey Hell Nelson. He is on Twitter at Smokey Hell NFL. He's the host of The Smoke Show, co-host of the Jet Sweep Show, member of the Fantasy Points Media Group, and a content creator over on the Sports Me app. What is up, my man Smokey? We are so glad to have you here today.
Not as happy as I am to be here, man. Up in Canada here, it is Thanksgiving weekend, and the thanks that I am giving is to my friends down south for having me on because thank you. It's a fucking pleasure to be on. I like this show. I love the concept, and I am ready to compete on this Monday afternoon.
You're going down. You're going down, Josh. You don't stand a chance. You competed against me. It's lost season for you today.
The self-loathing is going to get you nowhere, Josh. I believe my name is Smokey.
I was talking to myself there now. I was Josh, you got this. We're gonna win today.
You got this, Josh.
And the Canadian niceties from us will continue at least until the game starts, Smokey, and then it's all out the window. It gets brutal after that, so I apologize. Craig is in here already, says, is that a fire I smell? Nope, it is just Smokey in here today with FYF. Guys, if you are not already following him, I'm going to go ahead and say, go follow him on Twitter right now at Smokey Hell NFL. He is an excellent follow, always bringing that energy and the amazing content as well. Coach Craig is in here saying, Smokey, he is excited for you being here. And we got Jay back from Disney saying he missed the chat peeps. Missed the chat peeps.
We missed you, Jay.
The chat missed you too. Craig saying, glad you got some time off, but glad you are back. And then Jay coming in here. Yeah, JL, you had some orange tinting going on earlier. Said I thought Justin was the pumpkin, not JL.
My lighting gets goofed sometimes. It turns me into a pumpkin.
And
I love your lighting, JL. I'm a little jealous.
It is the season. Joey said Smokey is here, and I'm equally parts excited and terrified.
Which is the correct response to any appearance by myself.
This whole brand.
Jay saying Smokey, and Scott said Simon loves Thanksgiving food, Josh. It's his favorite.
I thought that was me again.
Lord. The meal I had last night, I am still happily stewing in. It was phenomenal. Brussels sprouts were a little underdone, but that's all right. I was so appreciative of it all. And like I said, I'm still working through it. All I've been eating today is my new one-on-one of cookies. Hashtag not a sponsor. The Oreo salted caramel brownie cookie. I've been 3 cases deep this week of these things. They are so good. It's like a double stuffed Oreo. One layer of cream is the caramel. Another layer is a fudge cream, and the cookies themselves have salt actually infused in.
Talk
they're
dirty
amazing.
to me, Josh.
He has been.
Smokey, I had. If you like those, have you had the pretzel Pop-Tarts yet? The bottom is a normal Pop-Tart, then the Pop-Tart filling, then the top is a salty, soft pretzel instead of a normal Pop-Tart top. I had it for the first time this Saturday. Good God almighty, it changed the Pop-Tart game forever. So I'm going to try those Oreos. You find those Pop-Tarts, and we're going to swap notes.
Done. I've got a novella written already. So I'm just ready. You let me know the fax machine, and boom, it's off.
Facts.
We got it.
Scott's starting. Did I just reveal my age there?
Hit me on the.
No, I talk about faxes all the time. I think that's a Josh thing. I always say if you win Fantasy Fortune, I will fax you that money in Bitcoin. You just got to give me your fax number.
Oh, now he's gonna take you up on it. He's gonna be the first one to take you up on it, Josh.
There was a site or a company I was dealing with recently that told me they could only send me certain information via fax. And I was like, excuse me? Like it is 2021 and the only way you can send me something is via fax. Come on. Scott's in here though saying this adventure league is legit. I'm excited to hear about it, Scott. I want to talk to you about it. Maybe we could, I've got a campaign, a fantasy football themed D&D campaign that maybe you and I could collaborate on combining with an adventure league if you would be down for that. Jordan, and you're saying, all right, IDK, if you guys saw the promo picture, but Josh isn't in a tank top, so he's out of here.
I don't know what to tell you. You want me to roll up the sleeves?
Rip them off, Josh.
All right, here we go. Now are we good now? Are we good? Oh no, I'm putting them back.
My God.
I'm putting them back.
Putting them back in the case.
And we got Marty in here. I believe he had a Canadian Thanksgiving dinner just now. He said, just had Thanksgiving dinner.
Is it Josh, the same types of food?
Yeah, pretty much, except for we don't put marshmallows on top of sweet potato. I never got that.
I've never done that.
That okay,
really it's something I
thing for me either.
I hear of this. I see it on movies and shit like that, so I just assume that's the thing. But yeah, we don't do that shit up here.
I mean,
I've had it.
Other than that, everything is pretty across the board as far as I know.
It's always there, and I have never understood why people like it so much. The sweet potato casserole with marshmallows on top, like it's
why
fine.
would you ruin two things by combining them? I mean, they're great on their own. Marshmallows, fuck yeah. Give me hell yeah, man. Give me a fire. Let's roast those things. Sandwich them with some chocolate and graham cracker. Fantastic. Sweet potatoes, yams. Any other way, man. Bring them up. But why would you put marshmallows on them, man?
Marty's saying we aren't aliens, JL.
Listen,
Jeez, eating the same thing.
Can I ask a genuine question? All right. I don't want to be ignorant and assume that everybody does things the way
I was wondering
the United States people do it.
I'm going to be completely honest. I was wondering.
No, that's fair. That's absolutely
I'm curious what aliens eat for Thanksgiving.
That's true.
That's the next one. Guys,
you almost got me. You almost got me.
By the end of the show, we'll get you to reveal your secret, Josh. Before we get started, though, a couple things I would need to say. Number one, if you are here watching and you enjoy our content, want to support us, the easiest way is to subscribe on YouTube and hit that like button on this video. We're on YouTube and Twitch at Front Yard Fantasy. It means a ton to us, and it is the best way to show your appreciation for this show. And it's the best way to make sure you never miss another one of our episodes again. And Josh, before we get started, I know there was a lot of news this morning that you needed to show. JL showing off his new Trevor Lawrence socks. But Josh, you got to show off some news for us. So why don't we go ahead and dive into the news for today?
I'm going to show it off so good. Yeah, there was a lot of unfortunate news, a lot of injuries that happened yesterday. A lot of stuff we're going to have to check up on throughout the week, but let's get in there. Joe Burrow. First of all, there was a pretty bad hit on him on his legs. He kind of flipped around. We were thinking maybe concussion there. It looks like that hit didn't affect him, but he does have a throat contusion, it looks like. He was released from the hospital last night. He'll probably be fine, good to go, but he was having trouble talking. We're just going to keep an eye on this. I think he's going to be fine for next week, though. And then we have Damien Harris. He suffered a chest injury during the game. It does not appear that's going to be significant. It does look like he'll be back. If he was out, Ramondre Stevenson would be a great pickup in my mind, but maybe he still is. We'll see. Damien Harris fumbled right at the goal line. He almost had 2 touchdowns, so he's probably not a start at this point. He's probably a wait and see kind of player in my mind. Anyone disagree there? Yeah. So Saquon Barkley, he left the game with a low ankle sprain. This looked pretty bad when it happened. He's likely out next week. He could miss 2 to 4 weeks.
Looked like somebody put a tennis ball in a sock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that picture, man?
It did not look good. It did not look good. It did not look good. So do not expect Saquon Barkley for the next few weeks. At minimum, we'll get more into what this means for the Giants and everything like that a little bit later, probably tomorrow. Daniel Jones, he appears to have suffered a concussion yesterday. He was carted off the field. It didn't look good. It looked like a pretty bad concussion in my mind. And the Giants, guys, Kenny Golladay also had a knee injury that forced him out. He didn't play the second half. He didn't have any fantasy points. He wasn't doing anything regardless, but the Giants are a wreck right now. Their 3 biggest players arguably got knocked out of the game. Juju Smith-Schuster will miss the rest of the season due to a shoulder injury. Guys, Josh, Smokey, let me come to you real fast here. What does this mean for Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson? Their value is elevated in my mind. Do you agree?
I mean, I agree to an extent, but like, how big of a piece of the offense was he? It's not like, I mean, Ben can't put that ball down the field anymore. Like it's going to be short. It's going to be intermediate targets. I mean, it's going to be probably an uptick in volume for some of the other guys. Yeah, absolutely. Am I more confident plugging Chase in my lineups now? Absolutely. But it's a shame to see, man. For
It
him
is.
to come back, come back to the team, wanted this to be, one last kick at the can. Obviously, with Big Ben Roethlisberger, it sucks, man. But yeah, I'm plugging in Chase confidently into my lineups, and I already was Deontay. He's in the starter spot, so
absolutely. Anyone have any disagree or anything to add there? I'm right there with you, Josh. I'm right there with you. It sucks to see for Juju. He's probably done with the Steelers after this year, in my opinion. Yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he suffered an MCL sprain and should be out a few weeks. Darrell Williams, great pickup. I think that's the guy you got to go after. Tom Brady, he's dealing with a thumb injury, but he's expected to play on Thursday night, so it doesn't look like it's too concerning. Max Williams appears to have suffered a season-ending knee injury.
It's another one. Did not look good.
Did not look good. And Tyreek Hill, he suffered a minor knee injury last night, but the team does not expect him to miss any time. And last but not least, Samaje Perine was placed on the COVID list. Maybe that just gives you a little bit more confidence playing Joe Mixon next week, even though I was probably still doing it. All right, guys, that was everything.
We did it. Great job.
We did it, guys. And today, like I said, we brought Smokey here to play Fantasy Fortune with us. We decided the order before the show. JL is going to go first, Josh is going to go second, and Smokey is going to go third. Before we get started, we have a very important question from Craig. Yes, Jay, but I think we should answer it. If we were each a nut, what kind of nut would we be? So, JL, if Josh was a nut, what kind of nut would he be?
Oh, we have to name each other?
I mean, I guess you can name yourself if you have a strong preference on the kind of nut you are.
Yeah, I'm a pistachio.
Simon's a peanuts. Peanuts.
A what?
A what? Peanuts. He's peanuts.
He's a penis? Simon's a penis?
No, peanuts.
Peanuts.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm a plural penis.
I'm a
peanuts.
Plural penis.
Yeah. I love peanuts.
I think Josh is a walnut.
Oh, I'll take that. I like that.
He's tough to crack, but once you crack him, boy.
I am delicious.
They are like the brains of nuts. Have you ever cracked open a walnut? It looks like they look like brains. No, you crack those. Those little shits look like brains.
Jay said Josh is a chestnut, and Z2 said JL is a Brazilian nut. You are a Brazilian nut.
Those things are tasty.
I've never.
Smokey, what about you? What kind of nut do you identify with the most?
Oh, probably hazel because I
see that.
Eat a lot of Nutella.
Makes sense. I could tell you ate a lot of Nutella just from looking at you.
Yeah, Nutella face.
I mean, definitely a Nutella guy.
It's how I keep this girlish figure.
Oh, yes.
I wasn't going to tell you, but there's Nutella on your face right now. That's how I knew.
I evenly spread it out so it looks like this nice little
skincare regimen
beard. But in all actuality, I can't grow any hair, so this is all just Nutella.
Oh, well, it does look pretty good for being Nutella. I'll
Coach
tell you that
Craig
much.
Sports says, grew up with walnut trees. That's pretty cool. Do you speak their language? Just wondering.
Grew up with walnut trees.
Okay, definitely.
Okay, guys, on that note, that is enough nut talk. Coach Craig Sports said, nope, does not speak their language.
Shame.
We got 23423232423 saying hello. What is
234232342? I'm sorry, I thought that was 24.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Switch up with the other guy.
So similar.
They do look similar. Guys, we're going to go ahead and pull up the puzzle board. I'm going to put you guys in the order that we are playing today. Actually, Smokey, we're going to put you at the top. So we're just going to start in the middle here, but then it'll go in a circle nice and easy. That way we're not covering up your face whenever we're throwing the comments up. It's too handsome to cover up. Z2 said bottom golf and nuts. What a show this is. It's been a while since we said bottom golf. You're right. It's
only appropriate while we're talking about nuts as well to talk about bottom golf.
100%. Jay saying, JL, that got me. And man, coming in hot, just taking shots at you, Smokey, because you didn't know who he was. Big L for the Gators is what 23423 is saying in here. And Craig saying, I like to think the constant puns and dad jokes in the chat are finally getting to JL. Well done with that joke. Okay, guys, are you ready for your first puzzle?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, I need to explain the rules before we get into playing this.
If you need a little
Rules,
assistance there, I can go over the rules if you would like, Simon.
Yeah, Josh, let's have you go over the rules. You're the expert.
Look! I'm the expert here. So I'll go over the Fantasy Fortune rules. That's what we're playing today. Fantasy Fortune. It's a lot like Wheel of Fortune. Everyone's seeing Wheel of Fortune. Instead of spinning that big wheel in Wheel of Fortune, we are going to be asking, or Simon is going to be asking us contestants, fantasy or football related questions. They're going to be 50-50. You know, this person or this person, over, under, true or false kind of questions. You're going to be expected to answer quickly. If you get the question right, you get to guess a letter for the puzzle. You'll be rewarded $500 for each consonant. It will cost $100 for each vowel if you want to buy one. If you guess anything wrong, we move on to the next contestant. If it's your turn and you think you can solve the puzzle, say exactly what's up there and you can guess at any time. And today we are continuing with our rule. We love this new rule we have. If you answer 3 questions in a row correctly and you get 3 letters of the puzzle correctly, you will get to bank that money. So you lock it in, you get to keep it, and you get to guess for the puzzle, and we move on to the next contestant. It is a benefit to be able to bank that money, though. Whoever collects the most money will be the winner, and I'll fax you that Bitcoin money. Let's go.
Yeah, there we go. We're covered.
Where'd you go, Simon?
Oh, there I am. I disappeared into the ether for a moment. I was going to host from the upside down, but I decided to come back into it. Guys, I'm going to pull this up. And the first puzzle is already on the board. Oh, shoot. And I just rearranged the order again. After I already did it right. So we are good. Here is your first puzzle. JL, we are coming to you first. Do you want to solve or would you like a question?
I need a
Solve
question.
it.
I need a question.
And a reminder for everyone watching, one, play along in the chat. So you guys, Smokey, JL, Josh, make sure you guys are out of the chat and in the private comments because our viewers are very smart. They usually get it before we do. And number 2, if you've got fantasy questions for us, keep them coming and we will gladly answer them in between rounds of Fantasy Fortune. So after someone solves the puzzle, we will answer any questions you threw in the chat for us. We love answering your questions. John Luke, are you solving or do you need a question?
I need a question.
Okay. My question for you is, who had more passing yards in week 5? Was it Jameis Winston or was it Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan is correct. He had 342 passing yards to Jameis Winston's 279. Which letter would you like, JL?
I'll take a S.
An S for JL.
Yes. I was just guessing.
With names, it's so hard. I don't know what's like. I feel like if it's a headline, then S and T are good, but I don't know with names. Could be anything.
Josh, we are coming to you next.
Yes.
Would you like a question, or are you going to be solving this puzzle?
I can't solve this.
Okay, Josh. Who had more rushing yards in week 5? Who had more rushing yards in week 5? Was it Leonard Fournette or was it Cordero Patterson?
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette is correct. He had 67 rushing yards compared to Cordero Patterson's 54. Which letter would you like, Josh?
Let's go with an R.
Josh coming in with the R. No R in this puzzle.
You're bonking me right now.
So Smokey, both these guys got their questions right, but no letters on the board yet. So we are coming to you. Can you solve or would you like a question?
You know what? Let's get crazy. Hit me with a question.
Okay.
No, that's crazy.
Whoa.
You're
settle down, Smokey.
Yeah.
Okay, Smokey. Who had more receiving yards in week 5? Was it Kadarius Toney or was it Robert Woods?
Kadarius Toney.
It was Kadarius Toney with 189 receiving yards to Robert Woods, 150. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with N.
N. There is one N, Smokey. Open. I forgot to put the 500 up there, so we're going to go ahead and add that money to your bank. Would you like another question, or would you like to solve the puzzle? Or you can buy a vowel. They're 500 apiece.
I think I know who it is.
Or they're 100 apiece.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Shut up, Josh.
Okay, let's hit me with another question here.
Okay, my question for you is, in the game on Sunday morning between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who is favored according to FanDuel Sportsbook?
Sorry, Miami Jacksonville?
Yes, the Miami Jacksonville game.
Oh, I'll take Jacksonville.
Miami is actually favored by 3.5 points in this game. It is Miami minus 3.5 in that game. JL, we are going to come to you now. Are you ready for your question?
Damn.
Yeah.
Good call.
Okay, true or false? The Indianapolis Colts are favored by 7 points against the Houston Texans this week.
True.
False. They are favored by 10 points against the Houston Texans. So, Josh, we are coming to you. You said you know it. Do you want a question, or would you like to just solve?
I think I'm going to just go ahead and solve. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. David Njoku?
That is correct, Josh. You got that right. You are going to bank $1,000 for getting that puzzle right. And, Josh, we will come to you first on this one. I know we talked about it on our Sunday recap a little bit, but David Njoku had himself a game this week, the #1 overall tight end in PPR formats, showing out some of these other big names that had big weeks as well. Is David Njoku someone you're comfortable plugging and playing as a tight end going forward, or was this a outlier game?
I believe this is probably more of an outlier game. I do not think we're going to see, these top end tight end #1 weeks from David Njoku going forward, but it does give me a little confidence. Is he worth picking up in the tight end landscape right now? Sure. Could he end up being a top 12 tight end by the end of the season? Absolutely. But I do not expect anywhere near top 5 throughout the rest of the season. So it definitely gives me confidence, but I'm not buying into the consistency he's going to have.
Smokey, are you agreeing with Josh on this one?
100% in lockstep, man. This is an outlier. You look at some of the top performances over the last couple of weeks from tight ends, and the top 12 are just a list of Jags. I don't mean from Jacksonville either. And it's just a crapshoot. Like, you look at where you had to scroll down that list to find Darren Waller all the way down at 13, 14 this week. Darren Waller. The guy who's supposed to be like the #2 tight end, like the streets are crazy out there in tight end land right now. Like Josh said, a guy worth picking up, even if you're just going to stash him on your bench, because bye weeks are coming up now, and you're going to need some fill-ins. And why not take a dart throw to a guy who's already done it once this year?
I have a different opinion.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't agree. Chargers have a very good defense. They've been very good against the wide receiver, but not against the tight end. So I feel like this is one of those situations where the receivers were probably shut down, right? OBJ was shut down, and Njoku benefited from that. I'm not confident. I would want to see some sort of sustained value, because 7 targets yesterday. And he had 5, 3, none, and then 2 weeks 1 through 4. I'm not super excited about that.
So you agree with us, actually? It sounds like
I disagree, Josh. I said loudly in the beginning.
Okay, fair. Okay, we're all on the same page. It sounds like.
Yes.
Also, we had a lot of good guesses in the chat. People coming in with plenty of names that fit, but Craig was the first one to get it, coming in with the David Njoku about 5 minutes ago. I think it was before a single letter went on the board, and then Joey said Njoku was holding up after all the wrong letters you guys were guessing. So Craig was the one that got it. Guys, we have a couple questions in the chat right now that I would like to answer before we load up our next puzzle. So the first one, I need a backup tight end because my tight end's bye week is coming up. What tight ends do you think I could get for cheap who are worth it? So some waiver wire tight end targets for this guy. I think the ones that you need to check to see if they're out there are Dawson Knox and Dalton Schultz. I don't think they are, but they might be. If either of those guys is on your waiver wire, pick them up. You can plug them and play them going forward. Outside of those 2 names, Smokey, are there any other waiver wire tight ends that you would be looking at for bye week fill-ins?
Is Everett coming off the COVID list? I haven't seen any updates on that yet.
Me neither, but that's a good name to throw out.
I mean, if it's going to be Geno in there, or plug in whatever quarterback's going to be filling in while Russ is out, they might need someone to just be that relief valve. And Everett might be able to eat, and we've seen him do it. And in a Waldron offense, I believe that he can put some numbers up, provided COVID hasn't drained him.
Josh, Dale, any other names that come to mind for you guys?
I think Ertz is definitely a possible name. And he's been getting targeted pretty heavily. 7 targets, 8 targets, 6 targets in the last 3 games. I definitely think he's one that's probably on your waiver wire. Maybe Tyler Conklin as well.
Yeah, I think those are both good names. Josh, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, like just like look up any list of tight ends and like there's going to be like 10 of them after the top 12 that I'm sure are available, and they're like all about the same. So
it does get gross after that top 10. 23423. I'm hoping this is go ahead, Smokey.
I was just going to add one thing. Did you know that Dalton Schultz has got a bigger target share over the last 4 weeks than CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper?
Yep.
JL was saying that yesterday.
Just throwing that out there.
Bonkers.
Absurd.
Fucking crazy.
Truly absurd. 23423 says drop CMC for Devonta Booker. No. He is the best running back in the NFL for fantasy, and you keep him on your roster, even if he's coming back after an injury. I'm hoping it's a joke, but do not do that. Anybody watching, do not do that.
Josh might have a different opinion.
Seth in here saying, I have number one priority. I'm 0-4. Do I pick up Kadarius Toney, Devontae Booker, or Darrell Williams with that number one waiver priority? Which one of those guys would you spend that priority on?
Yeah,
Smokey, I think you got a strong opinion up there.
Smokey. For me, it's Darrell Williams though, because he's a running back. But Kadarius Toney looks really, 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 really good. Really good. He's the real deal.
Yeah. JL, who are you adding?
Yeah, I mean Booker or Darrell Williams, I think are both good picks. Do we have news on either of CEH's or Saquon's injuries?
Saquon,
yeah.
It's
like a 2 to 4 weeks.
A sprain. Yeah.
What about CEH?
I didn't see the CEH timeline. 2 to 4 weeks as well, Josh.
Same
we
thing.
went over in the news.
Gotcha.
Yeah, then I don't have a strong. I guess Darrell Williams because of the offense.
There we go. I'm between Darrell Williams and Kadarius Toney, depending on your team makeup. I have to imagine you likely need a running back more than a wide receiver, just based on the current landscape. But if your wide receivers are weak, go out and grab Kadarius Toney. I like him going forward. I think he's earned a bigger target share. Also, come here now. Beach 89 said, Daddy, who are you talking about? Which one of us is Daddy? Come here now. Let us know. And then Albert said, what about Hunter Henry? Yeah, 100%. I think that's a name you can add. Those Patriots tight ends, it's going to be hard predicting who's going to go off week to week, but you can start either one of them, I think. So Hunter Henry's a startable asset. Kyle has a question. He says, you already know my team by now. The 8-man PPR, start 3 running backs, start 3 wide receivers. Should he deal Joe Mixon for DJ Moore? Joe Mixon for DJ Moore. What do you guys think about this potential trade for him?
Henry, Aaron Jones, Chris Carson, Javonte Williams, AB, Jamar Chase, Robert Woods, Marvin Jones, Shenault, Waddle.
He only has 2 running backs that I really feel any confidence in starting right now. I'm keeping Mixon.
Yeah, I'd keep Mixon too.
I'm also keeping Mixon. Smokey, you got a different opinion, or you keeping Mixon as well?
It's enticing, but for now I'm keeping Mixon in this because, yeah, like you said, the top end of that running back depth chart is nice, but it drops off a little bit. It's tempting. I really like DJ Moore, and I think he's just gonna smash for the rest of the year here.
It is tempting.
It would take me a while to figure this out. I would likely land on Mixon after a lot of thought, though.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Close.
We got another question. Come here now. Beach 89 wants to know, do we agree that Hunt is better than Kamara? No. I think Kamara is the better running back. Hunt might be in a better offense right now with the Browns, which is fun to say as a Browns fan, but Kamara is the better back. Anyone think Hunt's better than Kamara?
No.
Nope. We can go on. And then he wants to know, add Knox for Gesicki. Drop Gesicki for Dawson Knox. Are you guys doing this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd rather have the tight end attached to the more powerful offense.
I had a moment this weekend where I had to come to the reality that I have been far too low and have been a hater and a doubter on Dawson Knox, but he's here to stay. He's going to keep on doing it. It's been 5 weeks now. I'm not saying the touchdowns will continue, but he's a part of that offense. Okay, guys, are you ready for the next puzzle?
Yep.
And Josh, you solved that one, so we are going to be.
He got it.
Damn it.
Nailed it. You're in a hole here.
I know.
We are starting with week 5 highlights, and Smokey, you are up first because Josh solved that last puzzle. So do you want to go ahead and solve this, or would you like a question?
I'm going to take a question.
Okay, my question for you is, who has more targets on the season? Targets on the season. Is it Deebo Samuel or is it Travis Kelce?
Oh shit. I feel like this is such a trap. Deebo's been smashing off big plays. I'm going to go with Kelce.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Travis Kelce has 42 targets to Deebo Samuel's 52. So Deebo Samuel is the right answer there.
I would have been wrong too, Smokey. I would have been wrong too.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
A good trap. Good trap.
Oh, make sure you guys are out of the comments, by the way. Just a quick reminder. Don't know if you
right.
moseyed back over there in between rounds.
I moseyed back in.
Okay, John Luke, do you want a question or would you like to solve?
Yeah, I'd like a question.
Okay, my question for you is who has
Solve.
more receiving yards on the season? Is it Tyler Lockett or is it Jamar Chase?
Ooh.
Jamar Chase.
It is Jamar Chase with 456 receiving yards to Tyler Lockett's 390. Which letter would you like, JL?
I'll take an N.
An N for JL. There are 3 N's.
Okay. All right.
Would you like to buy a vowel? Oh, another question for JL. Okay, JL. Sorry, 1 second. According to the FanDuel Sportsbook, who is favored in next week's matchup? Is it the Chargers or is it the Ravens?
Chargers.
I'm sorry. The Ravens are actually favored by 3.5 points in that matchup. That is incorrect. Josh,
3.5 points. I'll take the Chargers in that.
It's a 3.5 point line on the Ravens. Josh, we are coming on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Yeah, just throw JL's money into his bank there or his round, and I'll take a question.
Oh, oops. Yep. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Trying to cheat me out of my $1,500.
I mean, I don't want him to have it, but I guess I'll play fair. I'll play fair.
Thank you, Josh.
I got an early lead,
Okay. Are you ready, Josh?
I think so.
1 second. Sorry. Who had more passing yards in week 5? Who had more passing yards in week 5? Was it Teddy Bridgewater or was it Davis Mills?
Ooh, Davis Mills.
It was Davis Mills, Josh. Which letter would you like?
Yeah. I'll take a T.
A T from Josh. There are 3 T's.
I know part of it.
Yeah, I know part of it too. I'll buy an I.
Buy an I for Josh.
And then I'll buy an E.
Josh will also buy an E. Oh, I need to subtract that money from you. So there were 2 I's. Now let's buy that E. There are 3 E's.
Now go for another question.
Josh wants another question. Okay, Josh. So far on the season, who has more rushing yards? Is it Kareem Hunt or is it Antonio Gibson?
Who has more rushing yards, Kareem Hunt or Antonio Gibson?
Yes, that is the question.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt.
I am sorry. It is Antonio Gibson.
The puzzle. I know the puzzle.
I know it too.
So, Smokey, Josh got the question wrong, which means we are coming to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I unfortunately am not in the knowing circle right now, so let's do a question.
We always say it, like when you're on the clock, and if other people say they know it, it puts even more pressure on you.
Oh, no pressure. I just don't know it yet.
Okay, my question for you, Smokey, is who had more rushing yards in week 5? Who had more rushing yards in week 5? Was it Trey Lance or was it Samaje Perine?
Oh, fuck me. Let's go Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is correct with 89 rushing yards to Perine's 59 rushing yards. What letter would you like?
I would like a K.
There are 2 Ks in this puzzle. So that will add $1,000 to your total. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like another question or would you like to solve?
I would like another question, please.
Okay, we will get you another question right away. Who has more receptions on the season? Who has more receptions on the season? Is it Brandon Cooks or is it Adam Thielen?
Give me Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks is correct. He definitely has more receptions. 31 to Adam Thielen's 26. Which letter would you like?
I would like an S, please.
An S for Smokey. There are 2 S's in this puzzle, adding another $1,000. So you got $2,000 in there. Would you like to buy a vowel, solve, or have another question?
Well, it's only to my advantage to do anything here since they know it. So let's buy an O and cross some things off the list.
Also, and just a reminder, this next question will be your last question. If you get it right, you will get to guess another letter, then have a chance to solve. But this is the time to buy vowels. So you bought an O. There are 3 O's. That'll subtract 300 from you. What do you want to do now? Buy another vowel or have another question or solve?
Let's have another question, see if I can bank this.
Okay, here we go. He wants another question. Who has more passing touchdowns on the season so far? Who has more passing touchdowns on the season? Is it Kyler Murray or is it Jameis Winston?
Ooh.
Oh, man. I really hope it's Murray. Let's say Kyler Murray.
Unfortunately, it is Jameis Winston.
No!
12 passing touchdowns to Kyler Murray's 10.
No.
So, JL, we're coming to you. Are you
I
solving
like
this
this.
puzzle?
I didn't want that to be true. Oh.
I would have gone Kyler too, man.
I'm sorry for hitting you with the trick there, Smokey. Don't worry. These guys will get some of the tough ones coming their way, too.
Dirty.
Oh, JL, are you solving this puzzle?
I would like to solve, Doctor.
What is it?
Kyle Pitts has breakout game in London.
That is correct, JL. Let's get the lights going on that one for you, too. You got that one right.
God,
So you're going to go ahead and
I was
bank,
sweating.
bank
I
that
couldn't get breakout.
$1,500. Yeah, breakout was the tough word, and I had to Google if it was 1 or 2 words. It is 1, so we're good on that front. But JL, we talked about it a little bit already at the beginning of the show. But what I wanted to ask you was specifically when Calvin Ridley comes back, I'm assuming next week, do you think Kyle Pitts' involvement is going to stay the same going forward?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, his targets. Let me just pull them up real quick. But he's been pretty heavily targeted. Even when Calvin Ridley was there, he's the second. He's the second option on that team who has the highest target share on the season, 17.8% compared to Calvin Ridley's 20.8%. So I think we're going to see it continue, and they're starting to connect with him. They're starting to use him in the right way. So I'm all about it.
All about it. Anybody disagree on Kyle Pitts' usage going forward? No. I mean, I think we saw he's been used that way. JL, you said it perfectly. It's not like this was a new thing for Kyle Pitts. They've been targeting him heavily through the first 5 weeks. This week, it all just came together finally. It's what we were waiting for.
Yeah.
Had to throw
more red zone targets. More.
Yes,
More.
please.
Whatever you think is enough is not. Double it, then more.
Then more.
I mean, I was calling for this breakout game even before I knew Calvin Ridley was going to be out. It just it felt like it was in the works. It was coming. I expect there to be more great games, more red zone targets ahead, even with Calvin Ridley back in the lineup.
There we go. We've got some questions in the chat. Before we get to those, though, Tim came in. He didn't know the whole puzzle, but he got the in London part. He knew it. And then Craig said in London, but then he came in with the answer. Kyle Pitts has breakout game in London. Nice job, Craig.
Let's go, Craig.
Okay, guys, before we move on to our next puzzle, Juke has a question for us. I traded for CMC, and I have Derrick Henry, but I have a weaker receiving core that averages about 20 points combined a week. Should I trade one of the RBs for a star receiver or just let it ride? I'm 5-0. Yo, you're 5-0. It's working.
Yeah.
I'm probably riding, man. Derrick Henry, he's going to keep doing what he's been doing. And once CMC's back, I expect what he was doing prior to the injury, as long as he stays healthy. So, which I'm not going to try to predict whether he will or not, but you're 5-0, man. You're good to go. Keeping
You're
these guys.
5-0 without CMC for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What's the problem, man? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, you're killing it so far, Juke. That sounds like you have a solid team even with that receiving core. So just keep on rolling with that. Okay, guys, are you ready for your next puzzle? Smokey, I thought that one was yours because you love Kyle Pitts so much. I was like, oh, he's going to get this one. This is
I
all
knew it
him.
was Kyle Pitts.
Well, he knew it was Kyle Pitts. Yeah, I saw you go with the K, the S. You're working your way around it.
Okay, so JL, we will be starting with you on this puzzle.
We're
starting with Josh on this puzzle since JL, you solved it. So, Josh, we are going to come to you here. Let me go ahead and load up the next
I am going to
puzzle.
get out of the chat. Out of there.
I'm already out.
Probably going to get it before me this time as well.
Smokey, for you and for everyone watching, this category is same last name. So what this is two players with the same last name. So it is a first name, the ampersand, another first name, and then the shared last name, if that makes sense. You good there?
Oh, it makes sense.
Gotcha. So, Josh, we are going to come to you first. Would you like to solve or would you like a question?
I think I need a question.
I think I'm pretty close.
I need a question.
Okay. My question for you, Josh, is who had more fantasy points, PPR fantasy points in week 5? Who had more PPR fantasy points in week 5? Was it Hayden Hurst or was it Hunter Henry?
Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry is correct. He had 19.5 fantasy points. The Hayden Hurst 12. He still had a pretty good game. But what is your letter, Josh?
I'll take a S.
S for Josh. There is one S. So we'll go ahead and throw that money in your account. Oh, oops.
Let's
Josh,
just
would you
go
like to buy
into
a
another
vowel?
question.
Another question for
Yeah.
Josh. Okay, Josh, who had more fantasy points in week 5? In week 5, who had more fantasy points? Was it Devonta Booker or was it Damien Williams?
God, I think they both got into the end zone, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't Devonta Booker get in twice? Oh, man. Oh, Damien Williams. I'm going to go with the... I'm having trouble. I'm going to go with Damien Williams.
Unfortunately, it was Devonta Booker with 20
Did he get in twice?
points. With Damien Williams 16.4.
Did Devonta Booker get in twice? He got in the end zone twice.
He has one receiving touchdown, and where did that stat line go? I just lost it.
Sorry. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that
I'll
big
find
of
it
a deal.
for
Don't
you if
worry
you give me a sec. Unfortunately, you were incorrect there, Josh. I can find that in a minute. Smokey, we are moving on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to
hit me with
solve?
the question, baby?
Okay, we got a question coming your way. Who had more fantasy points in week 5? We're sticking with the theme a little bit here. Who had more fantasy points in week 5? Was it Chris Moore or was it Cooper Kupp?
I believe it was Chris Moore.
It was Chris Moore. Sometimes I throw double tricks in there, but that was just a single trick. Smokey, which letter would you like?
Former Raven Chris Moore, by the way.
If it's what I think it is, this letter might give it away, but I'm going to go with N anyways.
With which letter?
N.
N. Unfortunately, there are no N's
okay,
in
perfect.
this
That
puzzle.
crosses those ones off. All right,
Yeah,
anyone's
process of
game.
elimination.
Yes.
Smirk and JL down there. Do you have an idea of what this puzzle is?
No idea.
Oh, your face said otherwise. You want a question that I'm
My
guessing?
face says a lot of things.
I was
Give me
kind of
a
nervous
question.
about that face, to be honest, too. I was like, I don't know.
Okay, JL, your question. Who had more receiving yards in week 5? Just in week 5, who had more receiving yards? Was it Dawson Knox or was it CeeDee Lamb?
Ooh.
Lamb.
I'm sorry, it was Dawson Knox. He had 117 to CeeDee Lamb's 84. CeeDee Lamb had 84. So Dawson Knox was the correct answer there. Josh, we are back to you. Would you like another question?
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Okay, your question is who had more rushing yards in week 5? Who had more rushing yards in week 5? Was it Khalil Herbert or was it Damien Williams?
Oh, I think Khalil Herbert actually got more.
Khalil Herbert is correct. He was the Bears running back with more rushing yards. It was kind of close, 75 to Williams, 64. But Josh, which letter would you like?
Give me a T.
Josh, want the T. There are no
T.
T's in this puzzle, Josh.
Who is this?
No.
So Smokey, are you guys out of the chat?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will tell you. Oh, I'm not going to tell you anything. Smokey, you want another question?
Hell yeah, hit me.
Okay, Smokey, your question is who had more fantasy points in week 5? Who had more fantasy points in week 5? Was it DK Metcalf or was it Alvin Kamara?
Ooh.
Kamara.
Kamara is the correct answer there. You got it. Which letter would you like?
Gronk spiked that shit. May I have a J, please?
A J.
Yay?
Yes.
There are no J's in this puzzle. Man, Smokey.
There are
just
3
eliminating
contestants with names who start with J in here. The odds were in my favor.
That is nothing
really
new,
were.
man. We love our J's on this show. We have
No, it's
too many J's.
Too many J's, and we have so many guests with J names too. I told Leanne the other day, I was like, if we ever have children, we are never naming them a J name. There are too many J dudes in my life. It's just not happening. JL, we are coming on to you. Would you like another question?
Yeah.
Your question is, who had more fantasy points, PPR fantasy points in week 5? Was it DeAndre Hopkins or was it AJ Dillon?
Dylan.
I'm sorry. It was DeAndre Hopkins had more fantasy points in week 5. That was a little bit closer than I like to make it. I apologize for that. But Josh, we are coming to you.
Winner time.
Would you like a question?
Yes.
Okay, we are going to stay in the same lane here. Who had more fantasy points in week 5? Who had more fantasy points in week 5? Was it Amari Cooper or was it Chuba Hubbard?
Chuba.
Oh,
Chuba is the correct answer, Josh. He had a little over 3 more points than Amari Cooper this week. Which letter would you like?
Give me that R. There better be an R.
There is one R.
One
Josh.
R.
Oh, I know it.
Really
I know
figuring
it.
this out now. Really helping me here. I still don't know it.
Josh, would you like to buy a vowel or would you like another question?
Yeah, let me buy an. I don't even know which one I want to buy. An I? I'll buy an I.
An I from Josh. There are 3
I know
I's,
it. I know
Josh.
it. I know
So let's
it.
subtract 300 from your money right there. Would you like another question? Another
This
vowel?
always happened to me.
I don't know it. Give me another question.
Another question for Josh. Okay, Josh, my question for you is in the game this Sunday afternoon, who is favored according to FanDuel Sportsbook? Is it the Minnesota Vikings or is it the Carolina Panthers?
The game this afternoon.
It's on Sunday afternoon, sorry.
I'll go with the Panthers.
It is the Panthers. They are 1.5 point favorites. It's a close line, but the Panthers are favored in this game. And Josh, which letter would you like?
An H.
An H for Josh.
No.
No
I don't know what
H's
I'm
here.
going for here. What am I doing?
All
Why
right,
is this
Josh,
so
pass me the
difficult?
ball.
Smokey, we are coming to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Yeah.
You would like
question me
a
out.
question for Smokey. Okay, Smokey, my question for you is who has more fantasy points on the season? Who has more PPR fantasy points on the season so far? Is it Aaron Jones or is it Stephon Diggs?
Ugh.
I know Diggs hasn't been doing that. Well, let's just go with Jones. Go with my boy Double A-Ron.
Right?
Oh, 1 second. I accidentally just closed the window here on accident. So let
Fair enough.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Don't want to give him the wrong answer.
what was the answer you gave here?
Jones.
Aaron Jones, baby.
Jones is the correct answer. Aaron Jones is the correct answer, Smokey. Which letter would you like?
See, I'm killing it on the questions, but these letter selections are terrible.
Yeah.
Let's go with C.
A C. That is incorrect.
All right,
JL.
I just want to know what it is.
Solve
I just
it,
want to
JL.
know what it is.
Solve
What is
this.
I would like to solve Gabriel and Mike Davis.
It is Gabriel and Mike Davis. That
Oh
is
my
correct.
Lord.
Nice
Davis.
job,
it?
JL.
Davis.
I
Davis
thought, I was
it.
like, Corey does not fit in there. And I was like, who
I
else
know
is
that's
that
what I
one?
was doing too. I'm like, it can't be.
You sneaky mom.
Well played on this. Well played.
Craig in here got it again. Craig is on fire today with these fantasy fortune puzzles. Gabriel and Mike Davis and Kev said, JL, are you winning?
I
Now
am.
he is. Now
I was
he
before. Now I
is.
am. That's also.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, now he's doubly winning.
Also, Marty said, Craig, wow, if you are right, because I think he got it before there were any letters up on the
That's
board.
wild.
He got
5
that
minutes
like,
ago.
Fire right
like
now.
5 or 6 minutes ago.
Impressive.
He got it. And AB, he came in knowing the last name. He knew it was Davis. So, Smokey, I want to come to you on this one. Patterson has been absolutely blowing up, going like in this Falcons offense. Mike Davis seems to be a bit of an afterthought. He was drafted fairly high as the 5th round in some leagues I saw. Do you have any hope for starting Mike Davis the rest of this season, or do you think we're going to keep getting what we've been getting?
Oh, I don't see any reason for it to change. Yeah, they're not having huge success in the win-loss column, but I mean, anyone who has been watching this game, any of these Falcons games, you look at Mike Davis and you look like Cordarrelle Patterson, man. Mike Davis will just be a cannonball for like 2-3 plays. Yeah, punch it through a little bit. He's not gaining a ton afterwards. But Cordarrelle, man, he's just killing it out there. Like, I woke up early for that London game this week, and it was just every second place. Cordarrelle. And man, the volume's there. He's producing with it. Why any need to change? Davis ain't doing anything to win that role. So, I mean, why would you move off that?
Yeah, I completely agree there. Anybody else think Mike Davis is going to see an increased workload in this Falcons offense going forward, or is it going to continue being the same old?
Yeah, I mean, Patterson has been used mostly in the passing game, except for this past weekend where his rushing attempts jumped up to 14, which is double any that he's gotten any other weeks this year. So it sounds like they're using Cordarrelle Patterson, at least in this game, they're using him in a more expanded role. But Mike Davis has been like pretty steady, just not very fantasy relevant, unfortunately. But
you can plug him in your flex if you need to. He's getting the touches. He's getting
double-digit attempps every game,
yep.
And he's getting some targets. I mean, they tapered off a little bit. Not really. He's 6'7", 4.25. Weeks 1 through 5, those are his targets. So
with the current, he's
definitely startable
state of running back, you're probably starting Mike Davis, but it's not exciting. Exciting at all.
It does not feel great.
Okay, guys, are you ready for our next puzzle?
Yes. Yes.
Let's go ahead and pull it up.
Let's go. Hey, you and me, Smokey. We gotta not let JL win this one.
I'm ready to get it stolen from me.
So you mean I gotta change up my game plan this far into the game now?
Yeah. Don't let JL win.
Shit. All right, I'm in.
Yeah,
nobody told me that.
This puzzle is NFL
you didn't get
teammates.
The facts?
Damn it, JL, you always forget to check your fax machine.
Listen, I got a beeper, I got a fax. I got too many things to check. I got Twitter.
He's got a pen pal where they exchange letters by mailing each other floppy disks. They just send them to each other, then have text-only files on them.
You can't open them. It's just like a cute thing to do. We decorate them and everything.
Chat.
Yeah, make sure you guys are out of the chat.
The reason I got out is because I saw someone, I forget who it was, said, anyway, Craig, you got it yet? And I was like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't see if Craig does have it, which he might. Who knows? At this rate, he probably does.
Okay. Who got that last one right? JL got that last one. So, Josh, we're coming to you first. Would you like to solve or would you like a question?
I don't know who this is. I'm sure Craig does, though. Give me a question.
Okay, my question for you, Josh. Who has more PPR fantasy points so far on the season? Who has more PPR fantasy points? Is it Zach Moss or is it Joe Mixon?
Yikes. Oh no. It's probably Zach Moss. Zach Moss.
It is Joe Mixon, Josh. So you should at least be happy that your boy Joe Mixon's outscoring Zach Moss, even though you got it right.
I'll take
67.7 to 57.8.
Zach Moss didn't even play week 1. He didn't.
I was like, there's no fucking way he's ahead of him.
Yeah.
I gamed Josh there.
Play.
He thought I was targeting a question towards him since he's a Joe Mixon truther down there.
Yeah.
But so, Smokey, we are moving on to you for this one. Would you like to solve or would you like a question?
Question, baby.
Okay. Who has more PPR fantasy points on the season so far? Who has more PPR fantasy points on the season so far? Is it Emmanuel Sanders or is it Antonio Brown?
Ooh. Good one, but because of Brown being out that week, I'm going to go with Sanders.
It is Emmanuel Sanders. That is exactly right. That's what happened. It's pretty close, but Sanders edged him out.
Good job.
Which letter would you like, Josh? Smokey Hell Nelson.
Smokey Hell.
Ooh, N's been all right for me today. Let's start it off with N.
Has it been, though?
There are 3 N's in this part.
I say that's all right.
I think I got it.
No, just Quiet down,
It
JL.
fits what I have.
Oh, let's throw that over there. So you've got $1,500 in the bank. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like another question, or would you like to solve?
I'm going to take another question here.
Another question for Smokey. My question for you is, who had more rushing yards in week 5? Who had more rushing yards in week 5? Was it Alexander Madison or was it Austin Eckler?
Oh, Austin Eckler.
Alexander Madison had 113 yards to Austin Eckler 66 rushing yards this week.
No,
It was
I was thinking
Alexander
fantasy
Madison.
points because Eckler is number one.
Just relax, JL. Just relax. Just relax over there, all right? Just
Fantasy
relax.
points, you were 100% right, Smokey, but on rushing
I was
yards,
totally thinking the wrong one. Damn.
Alexander
Good one.
Madison had him
Good
on
one.
those 26 carries. JL,
Yeah,
would
Madison
you like to
did well.
solve or would you like a question?
I'm relaxing. Josh told
Just
me to relax.
Relax.
I would like to solve.
No,
or
I said
attempt to
relax.
Mike Evans and Ronald Jones.
I'm sorry. That is correct. It is Mike Evans and Ronald Jones. JL, you're going to add another $1,000.
I was trying to figure out who the
total.
That
other
was good.
Patriot was. I was like Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry.
JL, can I tell you a
Uh,
secret? Can I tell you a secret about this puzzle, JL?
Yes.
I purposely made this puzzle so it would fit Stephon Diggs, hoping that you would try to guess
I
it
was
right away.
wondering if you
I
were gonna
tried to
do
make
that.
it Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. It was purposely outlined so that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs would fit.
It's funny.
hoping you would take a shot at
You
it,
know-
but you did not.
I shouldn't give away my strategy, but do you know how I got to Mike Evans so quick? It's because
Why?
I gamed you, Simon. I was like, who does Simon love? Who would
Oh,
Simon
well,
want to
I
make a
only
puzzle?
picked Mike Evans because he was the only
Ronald
other.
Jones.
He was the only other fantasy option on the Bucks that had a name that was the same amount of letters as someone on the Bills. So I had to like match it up like that. So it
That's
wasn't
so
even an I
funny.
love Mike Evans
Oh,
thing.
and Craig in the chat, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs is my guess.
Yeah,
That's
before
good, yes,
single
good guess.
board. So I got you, Craig, but I was trying to get JL. And then Scott Fish came in with the right answer first. Mike Evans and
Wow.
Ronald Jones. He got it.
Well done, Scott.
Scott saying I came in
done,
for
Scott
one
Fish.
puzzle and to knock it down. That's why my name is on the trophy that the guys said they are totally making for me that one time I
Oh,
won
yeah,
on the
totally.
show.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
Once
yeah,
you
and
become one
we're
entity-
gonna call this like a tournament's too like cliche of a word. Maybe we call it like a bowl game. And then since Scott Fish's name is on the trophy, we could call it when people come on here and compete the Scott Fish Bowl.
Scott Fish Bowl.
Oh,
What do you guys think about that?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
cool,
cool,
right?
I like it. Yeah.
Front yard.
This,
Scott Fish
welcome
Bowl.
to the Scott Fish Bowl, everyone.
That's got a great ring
We
to
should
it,
number
man.
them
I
too, but-
swear.
Maybe we start at like, I don't know, 11 or 12. Just
Yeah,
so
we should let's
we
start at
seem more
11.
distinguished than we are.
Yeah,
I
100%.
like this.
Welcome
Or
to
maybe
Scott
we
Fish Bowl
maybe we
11.
could just do them like once a week, so eventually we get to like 30. You know. Like,
I'm in the Scott Fish Bowl 256.
yeah.
Nice.
That's what I thought
Okay,
about.
before we move on, Josh, I wanted to ask you a question about
Yes.
Ronald Jones. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Is Ronald Jones done in fantasy? Is he droppable? Is Leonard Fournette the starting running back for this team?
I don't know if I'm ready to say he's done in fantasy flat out, but yeah, he's 1000% droppable. I don't think he's had over 10 yard. I mean, I don't think he's had over 10 carries so far this season. He's not involved in the passing game. Leonard Fournette looks really good. And the Bucks really, they're not going to win on the back of their running backs anyway. Their passing game's so good that I don't want even the second option really necessarily. So as long as Leonard Fournette's healthy, I'm not interested in Ronald Jones.
Not interested in Ronald Jones. And either of you guys disagree? Would either of you keep Ronald Jones on your bench right now?
Hell no. I'd pick him up
Hell
and drop him
no.
just to do it.
Pick 'em up.
You heard it from Smokey. That's the kind of analysis we're here for. Pick him up and drop him just to show him who's the boss. Especially if you're
Fucking
not
power
on fab.
move.
If it's just like use your number one waiver priority to pick up Ronald Jones just to drop him to prove a point. That's what you
That's
should
how
do.
bad he is.
Guys,
Love it.
I'm having so much fun. I didn't even realize what time it was. It is
Yeah.
already 4:02
Freaking
p.m.
JL won.
That is our
Great.
game. JL is the
Great.
winner of today's game. But Smokey, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show
Yes.
today. You were an amazing guest, the perfect Monday high energy guest. It's been a long time coming, but I'm so glad you were finally able to come on. Everybody, if you do not know who he is, if you're not already following him, what are you doing? But go follow him on Twitter at SmokeyHellNFL and make sure you're checking out his content. He's the host of The Smoke Show, co-host of the Jet Sweep Show. He's a member over at the Fantasy Points Media Group, and you can find him spitting facts on the Sports Me app. Smokey, my man, this has been a blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on. I had absolutely. If this was a Jeopardy style format instead of Wheel of Fortune, I would have.
Would have totally killed it. Yeah, absolutely. That was the whole thing. The sun was in your eyes.
No, it's allergies. No, it's just allergies.
That's what happens when guests come on this game. It feels like that when they lose, they kill it on the questions. They just can't work the puzzles. As the letters just aren't falling their way.
I don't do it with letters.
Your fantasy, just not spelling and English.
Yeah, the stuff that matters.
Yeah.
Next time I'll make every.
That's all I need to know.
I'll make every puzzle Canadian pop culture related instead of football without telling anyone, and then you'll come in and just dominate. That's what we're doing next time. It's a special edition.
Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, maple syrup, beavers.
That's all you guys got. That's it.
I'm running out. Lululemon.
Oh, you guys got Lulu? Okay, I'm a fan of Canada now. Guys,
Lululemon came from my island, man.
What? I'm wearing their pants every single day, except when I'm not wearing pants. Then I don't have them on. But otherwise, it's Lululemon shorts. Guys, that is it for us today. We are out of here. Josh, you were telling me something this weekend. I can't remember what it was, though.
We were talking about how trading makes fantasy fun. Trading makes fantasy fun. Yeah.
Trading makes fantasy fun, guys. Make sure you check us out every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and hit that subscribe button plus the bell if you haven't already. It will remind you when we are going live. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time playing some more games, and then again at 4:15 Eastern time answering all of your questions for fantasy office hours. And we got Sean in here real quick before we jump off. Sean, my man, what is up? He said, just popping in at work to say what's up. You guys rock. FYF for life and FYF your face off. That's a good note to end on. That is it for us today, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Adios, everyone.
I thought he said just pooping at work.
Just pooping at work.
Who doesn't?